When was the last time you used a scout rifle? That's what I thought. Hi, my name's Chase, and today I'm going to talk to you about Randy's throwing knife and why all the other scout rifles in Destiny 2 absolutely suck. So, do scouts really suck? No. Maybe they're not the worst thing in the world, but they're not, fun. They're actually really boring to use. And I think that Randy's is the exception to that rule. Not because it's actually that good, but because it's that fun. It feels like what a slow auto should feel like. The 600 RPM auto rifles are really effective at the moment, but they practically play the game for you. Randy requires some sense to use, but definitely not much because I can do well with it. And I should probably pair this thing with a fusion rifle or a shotgun, but I actually opted for the fool's remedy with hipfire, grip, and quick draw. I really like this because I can drill people in shotgun territory if they try to bum rush me, but it also gets out far enough that I can give some overly brave hand cannon users a bit of a migraine. I still get absolutely sprayed by shotguns and decapitated by snipers that know what they're doing. This is actually because I suck with sidearms and I miss a lot of my peaks. But the good news is that when you do die, you don't contribute to the special ammo economy. So, firstly, I want to talk about why scouts are really neglected as a class by the community, and honestly less so by Bungie, though the community may debate me on that, since scouts are currently critically behind the leading weapons by a tragically large margin. At the moment, autos, pulses, and even sidearms are really relevant. This is because Enhanced Scatter Projectile is available from the artifact for the absolute pittance of 1 energy. This can be easily stacked with the normal version to make any auto, pulse, and sidearm practically aim itself. I think that a mod of this variety and strength is really the linchpin for the current meta. Not to say that those guns aren't great, but they're definitely getting a bit of an artificial boost in usability at the moment. I think a lot of us will remember that when Randy came out, everyone and their mother were trying to use scouts and trying to get this gun, and it actually made for a really annoying meta. Well, nothing's really changed with the scouts themselves, just that everything else has kind of changed around them. Autos really brought a paradigm shift in the meta away from hand cannons and pulses. The unfortunate truth is that in almost any engagement you can find yourself in, a 600 RPM auto will probably beat you. They have absurd reach and an even more unethical time to kill, making them the obvious choice for the discerning Crucible barrel scraper. However, scouts never really lost that special touch that made them extraordinarily annoying to fight against. So that's what I'm trying to leverage here. I want snipers to know I can make their screen look like a magnitude 9 earthquake, and AR users to know that I'm the king of the castle, and they're the dirty rascal. You'll actually notice in a few of these clips that a lot of snipers choke their shots or simply give up because I can make their life a living hell, or maybe an AR and a hand cannon can't do that as well. I honestly think that scouts are in a really good place at the moment. They just require a little retooling to your outlook of how a weapon should be used in the Crucible. I'm not really trying to go for kills as much as I'm trying to get inside the other team's head and funnel them towards the rest of my team, weaken them on the way there, giving my team an easier time cleaning them up. The Empowering Rift really exemplifies this playstyle as well. Being able to hit enough damage to 4-shot kill actually makes this weapon super potent at medium range and will give a lot of AR users a run for their money, and if you get them with it, they'll remember it. But that's not really the problem I wanted to address with this video, right? I want to talk about why scouts are generally boring to use. I think that comes down to where most scouts fall in the RPM range, and how the maps aren't really well suited for most scouts. Randy belongs to the rapid fire frame, the fastest arc type of scout rifle. They start at an absolutely sluggish 150 RPM and end up at the snappy 260 RPM family that Randy belongs to. I think the problem with most scouts is that they feel more like a really long hand cannon with long zoom and require too much precision, which is what they are, right? They want a 3-shot headshot. But Randy is different. It feels like an AR with a relaxed time to kill, and the ability to miss a few heads and still play well if I'm not an idiot. Not only that, but Randy counterintuitively handles snipers better than higher impact scouts. I think it's because there's enough of an opening in the shot pattern from guns like Jade Rabbit, or even the 200 RPM archetype to account for the cadence and get in a snipe. Randy is pretty much just a cavalcade of flinch. There's virtually no time to recover between shots. Snipers really have a hard time with this thing. I think that this specific archetype of scout is really underrepresented in Destiny 2 as well, as there's only one other legendary representative of the archetype, the Black Scorpion, which doesn't really feel the same. And, if you don't believe me, it doesn't matter because you can't even get it anymore. The only other weapon in this category is Symmetry. There's something like 34 legendary and exotic scouts, and only 3 of them are rapid fire frames. Which is frankly tragic, as this is the only archetype I think gels with the proposition that scouts put forth. The fact that one of the weapons in this category is unavailable, and the other 2 are static roles, leave this weapon category virtually unexplored. I think there's a lot here for people to discover. Maybe we'll get another one in Beyond Light. But I know this archetype is a sleeping giant waiting to be awoken. Discuss what you think about scouts in Destiny at the moment. What do you think they were when they were at their best? What do you think the best scout would be? What archetype and what perks would it have? I have no clue when I'll feel like making another video because I only want to make videos of things I actually want to talk about. But subscribe if you want to be notified when I do to decide to release another one. I'll talk to you guys later.
You're scaring them. They'll never want to match with you again. Strength in numbers, Guardian.